Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Thor issue 22. And this was a big issue, man. This had some big repercussions for what's going on. And I am just really loving this run so far. It's just fucking epic, crazy ass shit that goes on. And it just balances good action, which you always need in Thor, and good character development and good story for me. And this one was nutty. I mean, the first page you see is fucking Beta Ray Bill leading some people to helping Thor. I mean, that is beautiful. It's awesome. It's fucking badass. But he's like, yeah, pray to whatever god you keep. This, one way or another, this ends in blood. And then we see all these people that he has helped assemble from all the realms to help Thor. These are all people that are there to help him. And it really goes to show the breadth of the people that he has been able to do. Beta Ray Bill's like, Thor needs us. All of us. And like, today the thunder dies. I mean, that's just that's a Beta Ray Bill thing right there. But we see freaking Sif and Valkyrie, we see Tony, we see Doctor Strange, we see the Fantastic Four, Captain Marvel, Volstagg, Freya, Throg, Lockjaw, Angela, Man-Thing, fucking Spider-Man, it's Wolverine. Like, yeah, he's got some cavalry coming for. Well, we then see that Thor kind of like sets himself, like, his arm was really fucked up. He sets it, he's like, so, alright, you're possessed by the Mangog? Alright, I'll just beat that shit out of you. And she's like, no, we're intertwined in everything. And I've been awakened and given a voice. And he's like, this is what you have to say? And he's like, oh, how's the saying go? When all you have is a hammer, of course. And we see that, she and Mangog bring it down. And Odin almost pretty much falls into a giant ravine thing. But then we see that they get kind of, Mjolnir gets fucked up, and that the cavalry has come to help him out, and Thor's like, no, he doesn't want them to get hurt. It's not. I could understand how people could misconstrue that, like, Thor doesn't think that they're strong enough or whatnot, but there comes into, like, certain plays of, like, Thor got his arm fucked up, and that wouldn't hurt him as bad as if he saw his friends killed and taken out by Mangog, and of course, Mangog and Mjolnir. And she's like, ooh, friends, and starts kind of like screwing with them. And they're trying all their best. Tony's like, nothing's really working. Reed's like, we gotta re-strategize and everything. And we see that Thor does what he can, and he calls upon the Mother Earth Gaia to lend him what he needs. He's like, give me your power so that I may protect those in need, so that I may save my father, so that I may do these things. It is a great thing to kind of like showcase his character, because he's in a bad situation here, and he is one of the key things that really makes Thor worthy of being the warrior that he is he does not do these things for himself. What you see as young Thor is like he's going for glory and all this kind of shit, and to be as great as his father. This, when you're dealing with Thor in his best, he is not asking for this for himself. He does not want power for himself. He wants it to protect those that he loves and those in need around him. And then he gets it. He's like, there you are, and thanks his mother. As we then see this giant storm bring up, and we even see Steve's like, what's going on? The Spider-Man's like, guys? And they're getting all blasted back. They're like, what the hell's going on? Reed Richards is trying to figure out what's kind of going on with this thing. It's like, what the hell? We shouldn't really be alive. It's like an energy tornado. And then, of course, Spidey is like, I don't get it. What about the Mangog, that hammer lady? They were pretty much into the killer of us. And then, of course, Freya is like, Mjolnir didn't do this. Thor did it to protect us. And Reed's like, how could he do it without his hammer? And she, of course, brings up the whole thing of Gaia, the Earth Mother and everything, and Mjolnir may rebel against Thor, but the Earth bends its knee as we see this fucking... That is just badass and fucking awesome right there to me. That's just And that's just really fucking cool right there. And of course, we then see that the Mother Storm is like, "Oh, look at you putting others before yourself." And then it's like, "I'm so proud of this man that you have become." And then Thor's like, "Then why? Why do you do this? I don't understand." But then we see this kind of when the Mother Storm and the Mangog then start laying it out. We do see her look more sympathetic before she looks fucking nutty, and we see that like what Odin did to her, like trapping her. She was alive and everything, but then the father trapped her eons ago and used her, enchanted her, and like a toy. And I'm like, yes, you have valid gripes against Odin, right? So does the Mangog and everything. But the Mangog opened her eyes and aware of the father of Odin's sins and that he deserved a reckoning, so they went breaking all of his toys. And let's see, to set those toys free and everything. And that leads them to revealing that they were, of course, responsible for Donald Blake and the dragon. And they're like, we let the devil out. And it's like, and Thor's like, no, you have not met any devils, Mjolnir, but you will. And he then utilizes the earth to pretty much trap Mjolnir down like this. Let me move my hand right there. And then we see that Odin starts calling for him. And he's like, come here. And he's like, listen, I'll carry you to safety. And he's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. He then really starts apologizing. He's like, all these things, they're my fault. They're all coming undone. Except you. And Thor was the greatest thing he ever made. But that he'd been selfish. And that when he took the throne, he wanted to do such much more. He wanted his mother to see him again. He wanted to be strong, so he held back. And Thor's like, what are you saying? He's like, the Odin Force boy. It cannot be given in full until he's gone. And when we see that Odin sacrifices himself to give the Odin Force to Thor. And it's a big thing to see. It's a big character moment for Odin to accept these things and verbalize them and be like, yes, I have done horrible, bad things. But you were the best, and I have been selfish, and acknowledge all these things. And then give himself and give of him to give Thor his throne right and his birthright to make him strong enough to fight Mjolnir and the Mangog. And we see that Mjolnir kind of sees it. We see that Freya sees it like Odin. And we see Thor kind of talking in this like little panel. To then we get to the reveal, and he's like, Mjolnir, you killed in my name, brought misery to my home, you have taken my father, and even Mjolnir's like, gods, now we put the hammer down, as we see this last page of Thor in his full-powered, well, it was Odin Force, now it would potentially be called like the Thor Force, but in his full regalia with his sword and everything, and that is just, I really like that. That just looks fucking awesome, and the artwork and everything going on in this, I just love it. It's always a joy to read the Thor comics that I get. I'm just like, yes, alright. So, man, I really enjoyed this issue because it didn't really focus much on action. There was action involved. However, it was more on getting to a place to set up for the next phase of the battle. We see Thor pretty much taken down to a point that he's in a really bad spot. But then we see that his friends and everyone that he has helped throughout his career pop up to be like, Thor needs our help. Like, they don't, granted, we don't see any kind of other kind of thing of them being cajoled or anything. Beta Ray Bill's like, Thor needs help. We need to stop this. And they just come, and that's fucking awesome. And I love seeing that, where, yes, Thor is trying to help and protect them and make sure that they're not hurt, but yes, he's in a kind of bad spot, and his friends come out to help him. Yes, I know it's kind of like that power friendship kind of thing, but when it's done and executed well like it is here, it just works very well. It really hits nicely and hard when you get it into such a kind of place like that. And then seeing that he needs help and getting that power from his mother, from being a child of Midgard, from Gaia, and him utilizing that in different kind of ways than he would any of his other powers was a really kind of cool thing, and just a very great character moment as that. And then seeing Odin's character development of finally being like passing it on and being like, this needs to be stopped. He knows the fury that the Mjolnir and the Mangog together would wreak upon the realms, that it would destroy them. And he's sorry for everything, and the only way to make it right is to give the power to Thor and let him do it and try and right his wrongs and do it better than him. As Thor then girds himself in his new power to take on the double team of Mjolnir Mangog. And I'm like, I'm ready for the next issue! So it's like, yeah, I can't wait to see what other kind of things. Him with the Odin Force, now the Thor Force potentially. Him being able to utilize the powers of the earth as he will. Mjolnir Mangog's going to have some problems that they're going to have to deal with. So that is definitely going to be one hell of a knockdown, drag out fucking brawl as it continues on. And I can't wait to see that. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.